28 days left until the big day for all IB students. The first math paper is on May 1st, and my name is Vadim, and I'm going to help you prepare for these exams. I work at the University of Oulu with roboticists, helping them develop mathematical models, and I am also the founder of Manifold Solutions. Let's get started. In this video, I'm going to look at an exercise like this. This one is like a typical paper 1 question for AA/SL/HL mathematics. So let's see what we can say about it. Consider the curve with equation this, where x is a real number and k is a rational number. Okay, that's interesting. The tangent to the curve at the point where x equals 1 is parallel to the line y equals 5ekx. Find the value of k. Okay, so we're given a curve, and basically we're given the derivative at 1 because the tangent to the curve, so suppose this is so suppose this curve is something like this, and here is, I don't know, here, let's say here x equals to 1, and so here we have a tangent. How do you draw a tangent? Something like this, and the slope of the tangent is the same. What does it mean it's parallel? It means that the slope is the same as of that other line, and this line has slope 5e to power k. That's the slope of that line. This line, this is what I meant, I'm sorry. Okay. And we have to find the value of k. So, okay, so let me make myself small. Whoop. And this go. Okay, we can keep this exercise probably there. So what we know is that the derivative, so if I define, okay, let's define this function, f of x equals 2x minus 1 e to power kx. Now this is the function whose graph is the curve in question, and we know that the derivative at 1 equals 5e to power k, because this is the slope of that that line there, which is the same as the derivative. And on the other hand, we know how to take the derivative of this function f prime at any given point, because it's a product of two functions. It's a product of 2x minus 1 and e to power kx. And whenever you have a product of two functions, and you can look into the formula booklet, by the way, here's the formula booklet, and let's see here, product rule. And the product rule is this, that if you have a function which is a product of two functions, and the way you differentiate it is that you take the first function multiplied by the derivative of the second function, and then plus the second function multiplied by the derivative of the first function. It's not hard to derive this formula, but we are not going to do it now. And if you want me to derive this formula, just please comment below. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that if we denote this function by g and this function by h, then the derivative of this must be g prime x times h of x plus gx times h prime of x. Now, the derivative of g is just 2 because it's a linear function. Derivative of h is okay. This is just h, not the derivative. Plus g, which is 2x minus 1, times the derivative of h, which is, so the derivative of the exponential function is itself, and then we have to multiply by the derivative of the inner function, which is in this case k times x. And so the derivative of k times x is just k. We don't yet know what k is, but it's some constant, which is, we are told, is a rational number. So we should keep this in mind in case it actually matters. So I'm kind of expecting to have some situation in the future of this solution where we have to choose between multiple different solutions, and some of them are not rational, and so then we have to use this information. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is the derivative, and so basically I could move this here, and I can remove this unnecessary stuff like so. And this unnecessary stuff, I've already figured out that this is equal to this, and if we substitute x equals 1, what do we get? We get 2 times e to power k times 1 plus 2 times 1 minus 1 is just 1, so we can skip this whole thing, plus e to power k times k. Okay, and so because, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, this is wrong. This was never meant to be here. This was meant to be here, right? Because we okay, so the derivative indeed is this here, and when we substitute 1 we get this, and it's supposed to be the same as this. Okay, so now we get an equation, namely this equals to this, and we can simplify this saying it's 2 plus k times e to power k. So this is 2 plus k e to power k. Okay, so this is our equation. Now looks like we could just cancel e to power k out, because we can divide this equation by e to power k. Since we are at this stage, I can remove all that stuff from here. What could be the obstacle to dividing by e to power k? Now, first of all, we know that this is always positive. E to power anything is positive. It can't be 0, and it can't be negative. So you can always, yeah, if you have an equation like this, you can always divide by this. I don't see any reason why it should be rational in particular. If I divide by e to power k, I get 5 equals 2 plus k, which basically gives us a nice solution. Subtract 2, we get k equals 3. Seems to be a rational number, so we're all set. In the description of this video, please find a link to my live sessions, which are specifically targeting IB mathematics, preparing IB students for the May exams, which are coming up in no time. So if you're in IB, you're a second year, you're writing your math papers in May, you must join my live sessions. They're almost every day. They're very cheap. Please check them out. And also, please just leave comments if you have any questions about what I just did or any other questions about IB mathematics. I'm here to answer all of them and help you to get the best grades you possibly can achieve in those exams. Yeah.